Wesley So has just won the US Championship of 2020. He did so by drawing the last two games, but we are looking at the game of yesterday. He played against Elshan Moradiabadi, and it's actually quite an interesting game. I would say he would be cruising to victory in both this game as well as in the championship. Wesley has the black pieces and here plays a5 with the idea of gaining space. Future a4 will be coming. Knight b to d2, queen e7 and rook on the c file. We castle, rook e1, so we have the f1 rook on the e file, very logical place. And here we have the space grabbing move a4. Queen c2 with the idea to support a future c5, not instantly possible, but after we would attack the bishop on c6, we might come with the c5 to regain some space. Rook to d8, now knight to e4, hitting the bishop and supporting a future c5. Bishop to c7, going out of harm's way. c5, pushing the pawn as intended, and bishop to d7. Now white repositions the knight to d2, and it's clear that he wants to go to c4. And black makes the very principal move of repositioning its knight. It's very clear where it wants to go to. It wants to end up at b3, where it will harass the white's position. Now white moves the knight to c4, offering a trade of knights, would be happy to. And if not, then although the black knight might land on b3, white has two knights eyeing d6, which is supported by the pawn, so it might get a very strong knight outpost himself. Knight b3, and yeah, it's clear the c1 rook is attacked. White could play rook c to d1, and potential follow-up would be bishop c6, f4 takes, and now knight takes on c5, which also gains some material for black because the pawn is gone. And yeah, you really don't want the knight in general in this position. You don't want the black knight to harass your position. So actually, white chose to ignore the threat on the c1 rook and say, you know what, I'll put a strong knight on d6 myself, and I allow the to lose the quality. Wesley was more unhappy, taking the c1 rook, and after queen takes c1, bishop takes d6. Now this here is actually very interesting. I was quite confident that the move knight takes d6 would come, and the idea of knight takes d6 is very logical in many ways, because you have your knight on d6, which is nice. You attack b7 twice, and yeah, after a move like bishop c6, you just take the bishop, and it's not easy to get that knight away. And if you don't move your bishop, well, rook a to b8, this is also a position where I wouldn't say white is better, far from that, but I would say there is some form of compensation. The knight is well placed, and it's still not that easy to get that pesky c5 pawn away. However, white chose to take with the pawn on d6 instead. Sorry, queen to g5, and now f4 arresting the queen, queen c5, and bishop takes b7. Rook a b8, rook to e5, queen a7. Yeah, there are not many spots where the queen can go. Bishop to e4, bishop b5, f5 takes, and again, interesting move. You could play takes here and then takes, and queen c4. Black is clearly better in this position, so there was a small little trick that white tried to play here, but against Wesley it might also be considered cheapo. Your bishop is on pre. Black cannot take now, because after take we get rook to e7, and white attacks both the queen, and we have a mate in 2 threat, and that will be very expensive. Will cost the queen for the rook to stop the mate. So that's why you cannot take the bishop after queen to f4. However, black can play the winning move, and that is bishop takes c4. Idea is that, yeah, if now, well, this was displayed, but if now you would take, then black gives check, and after king h1, we can now just take the bishop. And after rook e7, we now have queen to d4, defending the mate, and it is all over. Here, white can resign. So, what happened here? For that purpose, the bishop was not taken. We had queen takes f5. Now get g6, queen f6, queen b6, and after d takes, we get rook takes, harassing the queen clearly. Queen f4. Well, you have to consider the threat of c5, but d3 check is a fine solution for it. And now you still get c5. Black, if black wants, can play queen to a7, but d2 is an even better continuation, and it's the one that is played with the idea. And again, this was played on the board of queen takes d2, rook takes, c takes, and after rook takes, this is a clear and easy one end game if it comes to promoting pawns at all, because the rooks are so incredibly strong of black. And in this position, the white king was toppled, or actually the resign button was hit, and Wesley So was closer to his US title. I hope you enjoyed this short chess video. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. And if you want to see more material, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Hope to see you later. Bye-bye.